It's Saturday, the 19th of June, 2021, and Tottenham are still to appoint a new manager following the sacking of Jose Mourinho. It's quite astounding, really, that this is still going on. It's giving YouTubers like me an opportunity to make loads of videos, to be fair, but it's absolutely laughable, but at the same time it's painful and annoying, because you just don't know what's going to happen or where we're going to go. Because my concern is more around the following season. You know, if you've got no manager and you've got no direction, you know, you don't know what players are staying or what players are going. And it all still comes back to me in this issue of getting rid of Jose Mourinho without having a clear plan of what you were planning to do. You've got, you know, a week or so before a cup final, and your manager, who has won this cup and has won so many other cups, is just dispensed of with immediate effect without any kind of... I just didn't see it coming, didn't see it happening, because Levy has waited so long to get hold of Mourinho, and I'd still maintain, as I've said many times, that I don't think that Pochettino would have got the sack had it not been for Mourinho being available. And I think that was where it all kind of started to go wrong. I think that Pochettino was saying all along, we need this rebuild, we need new players, we need new blood, and you're not giving me anything. You're not giving me any opportunity to make the decisions or whatever. You know, I should change my name from manager to head coach, because all I'm doing is coaching the players that I'm given, which kind of all makes sense, right? And then at the same time as that, Jose Mourinho becomes available, the serial winner, with, you know, all this silverware baggage that he can kind of dazzle Daniel with. It's kind of a no-brainer. He's wanted this bloke all from the start, and Jose probably said to him, listen, I don't think it needs a rebuild, right? You've got Dele Alli, you've got Harry Kane, you've got, you know, Son Heung-min, you've got, you know, Alderweireld, you've got Dyer, you've got Moura, you've got all these players that are coveted, that I would have taken at Man United. Man United were a poor squad. I got them to second. Look what I can do for Tottenham. But quite quickly that seems to have gone a little bit sour. And I think that Jose then went back to him and went, you know what? This squad ain't quite like what I thought it was. When you were saying, I've got all these great players, when I was saying that, I believed it. But now, having coached them and worked with them, I can see that the attitude of these players, it's a load of shit, mate. And you need to refresh it and change it and give me something to work with. So Daniel went, yeah, okay, Jose, no problem. Off he went out and splashed some cash and spent a few quid. But was they really the names that Jose was asking for? Because I certainly don't think he was looking for Gareth Bale, if I'm being honest, right? So, you know, you kind of think, well, Jose must have been thinking to himself, well, you know, I want a bit more say than this. You know, I'm used to kind of getting the players that I want. You know, if I go out and say I want a stellar signing, I want a stellar signing of my choosing, not of your choosing. And I think that's probably where it all started to go wrong. So I still couldn't quite get my head around why you would just get rid of someone so close to a final, you know, with that pedigree and that. And what I've been told, and I don't know how true this is, obviously, but what I've been told is that Daniel Levy was pressuring Mourinho to play certain players to ensure they increased their value and kept their value to where it needed to be, so that they would be able to be sold as required. So players like Dele and Mora, he wanted more minutes for those guys on the pitch. Bergwijn, another name that's been quoted. Need these guys on the pitch, need them to get minutes, because, you know, if we need to sell them, we need to get their values up to show what they're capable of, what they're worth. And then there's also the issue of Bale, where he's saying, why am I paying this guy this amount of money every week to sit on the bench and do nothing, Jose? You know, you need to use him. And that's the breaking point, because then it got to the argument about, do you want to win these cups? Do you want to win this silverware? Or do you just want to get into the top four again? You know? Because it's still on. And the quote I heard, and whether it's true or not, as I say, I don't know, is, don't give a shit about the Carabao Cup. I need us to get into the top four, because the top four is where the money is, and that's where we get going. So from Jose's point of view, and may tie into the however many and a half cups that he's won, you know, using the Carabao Cup as a half a cup for Tottenham, Jose saying it's about silverware. You want the glory, and all you're interested in is maintaining that top four position just to keep going around the same cycle. You're not interested in winning. You have no winning mentality, and that's why this club's going nowhere. And it kind of fits together, right? You know, what's been quoted kind of fits together, that Jose might have said something along those lines, questioned Levy's integrity of trying to get somewhere, trying to become, you know, a great club. And I'm not saying that the Carabao Cup is a great cup that's going to make you a great club, but at the same time, it gets rid of that hoodoo. You know, it gives you some silverware to build on. It stops all the Harry Kane hasn't won nothing and all the rest of it. Yeah, okay, it might be, oh, Harry Kane's only won one cup, Phil Foden's won and all that bullshit. But the point I'm making is, it kind of breaks that narrative, breaks the duck, gets everything kind of moving. And you could have maybe gone on a little bit from there, you know, spark some excitement from the squad. You know, maybe they are a little bit more interested. Maybe we are going to start trying to win something. Maybe I can get some cups here, you know. And like I said before, a lot of the cups that the players that have left Tottenham have gone on to win have been cups in, you know, Italy or Spain or Portugal or Israel, or, you know, all of these places that, you know, no one really gives a shit about those cups. Let's be honest with you. You know, do you really care that Robbie Keane won some cup in America? Who cares? No one cares about that. The only cups that people are interested in are the Premier League and the Champions League. They're the ones that all the players cover. They're the ones that they want, right? And like I say, Carabao Cup, it's not that big a deal. But what it does is it breaks that cycle that we're kind of going through. And puts you a little bit further forward in people's psyche, right? So I can imagine Jose questioning Levy, and Levy going, "No, that's it. I've had enough of you. You're not going down my direction. You can get out of my club. Get out of my club." You know, imagining full-on Barbara Windsor, "Get out of my club." You can imagine it, can't you? So that's kind of where we are. So, and that's why we're left with no plan. And that's my biggest issue about it. I don't care that Jose's gone, because, you know, I was never his biggest fan anyway. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't believe that Pochettino coming back would be a great fit. You know, I think that's just a fairy tale. I think we need a new direction. We need a new manager to lead us somewhere, to give us something different, to freshen up this squad and break down the monotony of some of these players that are just kind of been there all this time and become too big. You know, when you think back at Alex Ferguson, he never allowed that. No one was bigger than him. No one was bigger than the club. Beckham, oh yeah, you're getting well famous. Off you go, son. I don't need you. I'm not having you. Off you go. I'll get rid of you. Yap Stam, you've got a bit too much to say for yourself. See you later. Roy Keane. Who do you think you are, Roy? Off you go. You can go to Celtic, mate. Win a couple of cups up there. A couple of 2-bob cups up there. Ferguson wouldn't have had it. And this is the problem now. We've got too many players with too much to say that are undermining the manager and the hierarchy. And then you've got the hierarchy going, we can't afford to change these 2-bob players, for better ones. And there you go on a merry-go-round. But where it leaves us is this situation of just being in the wilderness of nothing. Seemingly every manager and his dog is turning us down or saying they're not interested in the job. But we don't know how true that is. We don't know how many they're speaking to or they've spoken to. This Gattuso thing sounds like it was another red herring. The fan power stopped that deal happening. No, I don't believe that for a minute. Not a chance. If Daniel Levy wanted him, he'd have had him. We all started to warm to the idea of this Fonseca guy, and some good stuff being put out about him, about his credentials and stuff, which again might just be a load of hype. But it did start to make us feel a little bit better about that appointment for it all to fall down. Now, I don't know why it fell down. We're talking about fiscal differences, which translates into Italian tax breaks. Again, don't believe any of that. I don't believe it. For the sake of the odd couple of million, I can't see Daniel Levy really going, well, I ain't doing that. I ain't paying that to you, because they must be doing it for the director of football guy, because he's coming from Italy, right? So I suspect that he's in there somewhere. But the other thing about this Fonseca thing and the Gattuso thing, and why I don't think this Gattuso thing is kosher anyway, is that Paratici apparently was fuming, absolutely fuming that this Fonseca deal fell through. That was the man he wanted. That was the man he was promoting, and it's all fallen through for whatever reason. But we'll never know. We'll never know what really goes on behind closed doors. We can only surmise of what's really happening. But it just gives us even more time in the wilderness, just bouncing along, not having a clue, and starting to despair about next season. And a lot of people that I speak to on here, because I do have regular people that speak on that write on the in the comments. A lot of people are saying they'd take anyone at this point. They'd take Ryan Mason as the manager now, just to have that stability, an idea that we're gonna, what the plan's gonna be. That's because we want to unite. We want to get behind the team. We want to start thinking about next season and hoping and then building our hopes up that we, it's a new season, a new start, new manager. Everything's going to come together. You're just, they're just killing that at the moment. They're just killing that vibe of, the transfer window will be open soon and players will start moving and deadline day, all that excitement that a lot of people get wrapped up into. Even that's killed at the moment because you just don't know what direction you're moving in. We can guess it, and and I personally, I think we are going to be getting ourselves a manager we probably don't know or don't know a lot about, who he is able to work with limited funds and to promote youth. And I'm not against promoting youth as long as they're good enough. But I think it's going to be a really difficult time next season. But you just got to dig deep, keep supporting your team as we all do, because we love Tottenham, right? And we don't love the regime, we love the team, as the saying goes. So I'll keep my head down and I'll keep on going. Hopefully see you over the stadium sometime next season. You never know. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Up the Spurs.